Got a situation. Got my first roll of ice and water out, and it's not tacky anymore. It's ruined. Look at that. This can't be stuck down. I'm trying to see what the heck the problem is here. I just do not know. I can't remember how old this roll is. I have several rolls of these that I've had in storage. So basically this one is trash. Put your comments down below. Have you ever had this happen to your ice and water not be sticky anymore? I'm rolling this up, and this is the far end, the end that was stored on the inside, and this is a lot more like what it's supposed to be. It's not worth the risk. I've already paid for this, bought this months ago, maybe even a year ago. So even though this end works, the other end that was more to the outside doesn't. I'm scrapping all of it. Found a good replacement. This here, but you gotta go way up there to get it. They were saying people would climb all the way up to there to steal it, so they had to put it on the very top. There's like one forklift operator in the entire store, and of course he was on break. First row down. Very unforgiving. The paper backing rips easy, not like traditional ice and water. Because of the low slope on this, I'm glad I switched and went with this. Here's another update. One of the last full rolls. It's getting breezy, so this really is the only way to do it now. Doing a full roll solo. These are, keep referring to solo or team techniques. This is a solo technique. Last row. Another update is I thought I was going to be able to rip this off. That's a no-go. That stuff is exceeded my expectations. There's no getting that off without destroying everything. So got that flipped back. We'll have, what is that, about 18-inch overhang. We'll have plenty of overhang, plenty of protection. The big thing I'm going to be trying to do is making sure I stay scooted as tight to that as possible, because I'm way overlapped here, as you can see. Oh, it's already cut. I'm going to roll it all back this way and stick it hard this way and slowly go that way. I'm in the middle of the rolling out the first row. Just want to give you an idea of how sticky this stuff is. It is nasty. It's sticking to the ice and water just how it should. You get going out of alignment, it's over. There's no pulling this stuff up. So I'm gonna get this row finished and then get the tripod brought up and show you how to do the next row. Okay, going up with the second roll. Each roll weighs 100 pounds and it is close to my max. So let's see if we can get it up there without. Here's my last two rolls. This is the way I do it. I roll them out in the yard, the full 34 feet. And while I'm working on a roll up on the roof, these warm up and kind of relax a little bit. The ends don't curl as much when they're warmed up. Then I re-roll the whole thing up, put it on a dolly, take it over to the ladder, and then carry it up the ladder. So these are the last two, and I'm going to do full rolls, no seams, over the actual inboard part of the house. Inboard part of the house, that's a weird phrase, isn't it? The addition, the actual area where it's inside the house, is going to have the full strips, no seams inside there. Just a little extra precaution, and I've got the full rolls. I don't need to stretch it. Rolls. All right, this is the second to last roll. Sorry I haven't been making too much video, but got to be all hands on deck. Can't be messing around with a phone or camera. This sticks to itself. You just bought yourself a $130 roll. There are so many ways to screw this up. Okay, last row, the trickiest row. Now for the big challenge, the tuck. This has to go underneath these shingles. Right now it is over the top. So somehow I've got to pull it back, bring these up, pull the backing, scoot it under. Maybe I did it out of order. Maybe I should have tried doing it the other way. Oh no. Well, we're going to find out. I got one more roll in case I mess this up. So far, so good. I'll let you watch the last little bit. Very heavy. You gotta take it apart to get it up the ladder. So I'm just gonna roll out the seams first. Just keep going back and forth. all around the edges. Don't let it fall off the roof. I'm not sure how much this thing weighs, but I can manage it if I pull one of the weights off. This weight here feels 75-ish pounds, so I'm guessing it's right around 100 and some pounds. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the delay getting this video out there. Questions from last week's video. There was the main one about why I correctly installed the OSB. There were just a lot of general comments about working with twisted boards. Somebody asked why I didn't use 2x6s or 2x10s. I had to use 2x12s because the span. 2x10s would not have failed, but it would have gotten some sag. So a lot of times you're overbuilding to compensate for sag. The 2x10s would not have broken, like snapped in the middle. You would have gotten some sag. Since I'm talking about the size of the lumber, where do you think the weakest point of this style roof is? Is it in the rafters? It's definitely not going to be in the beam or those posts. Well, I'll tell you, it is the ledger board connection. And it's not even these hangers here. You'll take a look at these hangers and you're like, man, that just doesn't seem like a lot that's holding that up there. It's going to be the way that you fasten the ledger to the framing of the house. If you're building something like this, a deck or a low slope roof, or even a high pitched roof, make sure you cut out the siding, cut out your OSB or whatever they have on the outside of your house, and get your ledger board fastened directly to the framing. My OSB installation. People accused me of rage baiting. It's just one of those things on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. They love to call out what they think are things incorrect in the way you're building something. So I installed the OSB smooth side up. Why would I do such a thing? So what is the rough side actually called, and what is it for? It's called the screen side, and it is a requirement so that you don't slip off the roof when you're roofing it. That is it. That's it. Some people like to think it's so an inspector can look up through an attic access hole and read the labeling. Well, every place I've ever worked, if you're doing the inspection thing, you're going to get a framing inspection. That happens before the roof goes on. There's a mid-roof inspection. That happens before you put your shingles on. When you build something, there are progress inspections. So why did I choose to put the smooth side up? I was using self-adhesive roofing. The ice and water sticks better to that smooth surface rather than the rough surface. It's a minor difference. So that's why I choose to do it on those low slope roofs. I do not have to worry about sliding off. So let's talk about today's video. I'm pretty sure that the ice and water, my older ice and water had just, I don't know, aged over, skinned over the adhesive, even though it was stored in the workshop here. I went with a different brand and a different style. It is a pain in the butt to work with because it is so sticky. What I installed was 2 waterproof roofing systems. A lot of people skip the ice and water and just put down that rolled roofing that I put on top of the ice and water. It's just something I got started doing a long time ago, especially on additions, is doubling up on it. It did not need both ice and water and that rolled roofing. That rolled roofing was not quite as sticky as that Vicor ice and water, but it was very close to it. And much, much easier to work with because how stiff it is and how easy that plastic backing peels off. Now here's something to know. That plastic backing is not the same on each side. So if it flips around and touches that sticky black stuff, it's stuck there forever. But the other side that's meant to touch it, you can remove. But the other side, it's there forever. Just like you touch it once, it's done. You cannot get it off. You'd have to rip it apart to get it to separate. There will be a question about the shingle to rolled roofing joint. This house will be getting a full new shingled roof. And at that point, that transition will get carried up a little higher underneath the shingles. If you want to get in touch with me directly, the only way to do that is through Patreon. That link will be in the description. There is some updates. I'll put a quick picture in right here of the update. If you want more details, it'll be over on Patreon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.